What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-host, Josh, and we are missing one of the co-hosts today. John Luke is not joining us today, unfortunately, but he's here in our hearts, and it looks like in the chat as well. But
seriously,
who needs him? Because you know what? We got an awesome guest here to mock draft with us today. At Geek_Mill, a.k.a. Geek Mill. Jeff Milliner, the host of the Fantasy Futures podcast, is here with us today. How's it going, Jeff?
It is going phenomenally. So far, I had a great weekend. Had my home draft weekend.
Woo-hoo.
Did a little bit too much, but we survived. We're here. And week one's not too far away. I'm hype, guys. How are you?
I'm good. And you saying that makes me like, I'm just thinking the next in-person draft I go to, I will most definitely be a problem. Like if I'm getting to draft in person, like without a doubt, I'm going to be a problem at the next in-person draft. I'm glad you got to do that this weekend.
It's the talk. It's everything. The mood, the strategy, everything. It's everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You get stressed out. What are you going to do? You're going to drink, right? I mean,
absolutely.
I'm drinking a seltzer right now, but it's all good.
Everyone in the chat, it's water. Today we are doing a one quarterback PPR redraft mock. There are 2 spots remaining. I just posted the link in the chat. So if you would like to join and you do not have a spot in today's mock, go ahead and click that link and claim one of the last 2 spots. Before we get into the mock draft, though, we have a couple things to get to. One, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel and you're watching this right now, you like what you see, these handsome men up here on the screen talking fantasy football, playing games, go and hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/channel/Front Yard Fantasy, or you can just search Front Yard Fantasy on YouTube. And Josh, there were some things that happened this weekend. I believe you've got a little news rundown for us. You want to run through some of the news?
Yeah, I guess I'll just get the really, really, really upsetting one out of the way. J.K. Dobbins, he suffered a season-ending knee injury. This is really sad for me. Hold on. I feel like I'm not going to be able to get to do this much more, going out throughout the season, but J.K. Dobbins, yay. All right. I might have to put that jersey away just so I don't cry every time I see it. But, so, hey, let's get away from that. Let's not be upset there. We got Gus Edwards now, right? You guys excited for Gus Edwards?
Yes.
I am. Yeah, go ahead, Simon.
Go ahead. No, you got it.
Well, I'm just saying I am.
I want to hear
going for him in all formats. I'm going for him. He is he's going to be dynamic. You could already have started him with J.K. Dobbins if you really wanted to, and a good some flex value in certain game situations. So, yeah, I'm trying to trade for him, or at least putting him on the block just to see what the value is for other managers in my leagues.
Absolutely, Simon. You seem like you had something to say there.
Yes,
I'm excited for Gus Edwards, but there's a real chance they bring in someone like a Latavius Murray or something like that, trade for one of these backs. I still expect Gus Edwards to be the lead back in that offense, but I wouldn't assume he's going to just all of a sudden step into like a full workhorse role. They're going to bring in somebody else or use Justice Hill on there for a change of pace or give Gus Edwards some rest. So I'm excited. Probably that high-end RB2 territory is where I'm putting Gus Edwards now, which is great. Absolutely great.
I was about to say high-end RB2 is pretty freaking solid. I do agree. I mean, he could get 15 carries a game and still be an RB2 very easly. I mean, as long as he's getting that goal line work, which I fully expect, he'll get a catch every now and then, but I am
NBA said,
for Gus Edwards myself.
NBA said Latavius is still with the Saints. Yes, but there's been rumors about them shopping him, about them trading him with Tony Jones Jr. showing up recently. Latavius and Devonta Freeman on that roster, that Latavius could be a piece they would trade away. So that's the point I was making.
And I do recall Scott actually brought this. Scott Fish, when he was on the show, or maybe it was in the chat, I can't remember, but he said Latavius is the oldest running back currently on a team in the league, which still blows my mind. Like I didn't even realize that he was that old. But
oh wow, that's
so there's another reason why they might cut him, right?
Before the next piece of news, Josh, we got some people that are saying hey in the chat. I don't want to ignore them for too long. What's up, Burner?
No,
welcome in. Jay said, aye, Captain. John Luke in the chat with the burner. J-Wall's in here. What's up, J-Wall? Let's get it. And guys, our good buddy Landon wants to know if anybody is looking to fill out a league that may or may not have one of the hosts in it. It's me. I'm in the league. 10-team half PPR super flex on Sleeper with $10 buy-in. Link below if you're interested, but I don't see the link.
$10, guys.
Landon, you're gonna have to post it. But if anyone's interested, you guys can join that one. Anthony saying pour one out for JK. Yeah, or maybe 5.
I poured many out. I poured many down my mouth after I saw it. That could sound kind of weird. Anyway, I was watching this. I watched that happen live during my draft. It was literally 3 picks after JK Dobbins got picked in our draft. It wasn't me, but I was sad for the guy. And then I snagged Gus Edwards in the 9th round. So
I was on the clock in the 12th round when it happened, and I drafted Gus Edwards right after. Like wow. I hate, like, this is not me saying like, oh good, he got hurt, but Gus Edwards' role changed all of a sudden. It suddenly changed for him. Scott Fish in the chat saying I texted JL. He didn't respond. I believe the person in the chat to be an imposter. We have an imposter JL in the chat. In NBA, we didn't say hi. We just talked about Latavius Murray. What's up? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. And Scott has an announcement that he was going to run by JL, but JL didn't answer, so now we don't get it. Kev, what's up? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. And Scott said 100% of the jerseys Josh shows on the show are not playing football this season. Josh, do not take that Fitzpatrick jersey out again. Do not.
Yes. No more jerseys for you.
All right. Not this show, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, guys. I'm sorry. I don't have that many jerseys. I gotta come out.
So Anthony has a question for us, guys. With the J.K. Dobbins news in redraft, James Robinson or Gus Edwards? Jeff, we'll come to you first. Real Jeff, not fake Jeff.
So I was about to say which one.
Yeah, this is a real person. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. Who impressed me in week 3 was Trevor Lawrence, immensely. I mean, dropping dimes everywhere. And that, to me, is very encouraging for an offense that also lost, seemingly, someone that could come in and compete for the top running job in Travis Etienne. But James Robinson just seems so attractive to me now because he's done it before. He's ingrained. He wants to prove he's the number 1 running back there already, and he's having a great camp. I got to go James Robinson.
James Robinson. Josh, what do you think?
Super close in my mind. They're super close, and what separates them actually is it a PPR league or is it a standard league? In a PPR league, I'm taking James Robinson, but they're still close. I expect just Gus Edwards to be a lot more efficient, but James Robinson's probably going to get more touches and more catches, so I got to go J-Rob here.
Seems like the chat agrees with you. J. Wall said J-Rob, John Luke said J-Rob, and Burner said J-Rob, and I agree with you guys. And NBA said, don't believe Latavius is going to get cut. I agree with you. I was just throwing that name out as a potential player that could get traded. I do not think Latavius
what about
gets cut.
Melvin Gordon? That could be
or Rashad Penny, Alex Collins. They could bring some Alex Collins back from the Seahawks.
We kind of cut him for like off the field issues, so I probably don't see that happening.
Yeah, but those are things that we could see maybe making some moves in the near future.
Real fast, I just want to quickly go over these other 2 things I have here. T.Y. Hilton's expected to miss time with a disc issue. This does seem pretty serious in my mind. I mean, you don't not or Michael Pittman, right? But neck issues, back issues, they can be pretty serious. I would not expect T.Y. Hilton to be a fantasy asset this year. You guys agree?
No, he's not going to be
No, completely agree.
He's off my boards.
Sorry.
And then finally, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying sorry, everybody, but Michael Pittman. He's
Michael Pittman season. Michael Pittman season. Let's go. Irv Smith also has a meniscus injury. Will have surgery. So a lot of people saw a lot of upside with Irv Smith. Now he's kind of like T.Y. Hilton. Not as serious as T.Y. Hilton, but he's kind of off my draft boards. I can't. I'm not holding on to him throughout his injury. So.
Oh, oops.
So yeah, that was it.
Tyler Conklin is an interesting name now. Everyone was excited about Irv Smith because of the opportunity for the tight end in that offense. And now that Irv is out, it's Tyler Conklin. So that's a name that you can look for at the end of your drafts as well, with Irv Smith being out in my mind.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's pick him up anywhere you can. He's basically free off the waivers right now. So yeah, Tyler Conklin next up.
And Scott Fish saying Todd Gurley tried out for them this offseason. I believe he's talking about the Ravens. So we could see a Todd Gurley going to the Ravens as well, but we'll see. Like I said, I expect them to add someone else there. And then Scott Fish said Conklin is still hurting too, but he should be back. Yeah. So we'll have to watch that. Guys, we have a mock draft to get to, though. That is what we are doing here today.
Yeah.
Jeff, I'm going to move you up to the top up here. Josh is hosting for us today. He is going to commentate about our picks as we're making them. And Jeff, you are drafting from the 9 spot, I believe. I'm drafting from the 11, so we're both there in the back half of the draft, and we'll see how this goes. I'm going to go ahead and get this started. Greatness Reborn, you are on the clock.
Let's go, Greatness.
So
you got to come in hard on this, Greatness. You can't have that.
Better. Don't mess this up. Do not mess this up, Greatness.
Do not.
We'll see how he goes here. The first pick. This is pretty much the epitome of a basic league nowadays. I feel like a basic redraft league. 1 quarterback, PPR. So this is what a lot of people are going to be seeing when they're doing their home leagues. Maybe the past weekend, maybe the future, the weekend coming up. Football is coming, boys. I am excited.
Football.
It is so close. It's unbelievable. It's just
Christian McCaffrey blew it. He blew it. I thought you were Greatness for a reason. I'm joking. I had the number 1 overall pick in one of my leagues, and I took Christian McCaffrey as well.
My girlfriend's brother called me yesterday. He's like, I have the number 1 pick. I just wanted to make sure I'm not ruining anything. And I was like, just draft Christian McCaffrey and call it a day. That's all you got to do. That's the easiest pick you're going to make this whole time. Just take him.
Do you agree,
Tim
Jeff?
said Minshew to the Eagles. That man was born for Philly. You know what? He does give off Philly vibes. He just looks like he's from Philly, 100%. I can see him. I feel like he's just like walking around like mustard in his mustache on the streets of Philly.
Seriously, just walked out of the bar and just right onto the field for the game. You know what I mean?
In his jeans.
Tyler said, I wonder who Greatness is. Who is that conceited?
Definitely not Tyler.
No, I can't think of anyone in the chat that could be. Not one person. Hot damn. Look at this start.
I know.
Who would have guessed? We have 7 running backs in a row. On it, 8 running backs in a row. I'm not that surprised, guys. We saw Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Zeke Elliott, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, and Austin Eckler. I think this is how you're going to see a lot of drafts go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know what? Here, I don't think I can break the trend, really. And this is a guy that I'm just taking everywhere if I can, and he just has the opportunity and the volume that's going to be very serviceable. Even in PPR, I think. It's Nick Chubb. It's got to be.
Oh, okay. When you said break the trend, I was like, no. What wide receiver / tight end is he going to be drafting here? But so you say break the trend just because he's not really a pass catcher per se?
Exactly. That's what I think, that he has that stigma that he's not the pass catcher of that offense. We obviously have the, Kareem Hunt value there as well. But Nick Chubb's going to get a lot of work. They've invested into him in this offseason. So he's ready to have a big year. I'm also big on Baker. I hate to say it because I keep pumping up the Browns, but
Simon loves it. I don't know if you know, but Simon's a Browns fan.
We discussed, and
okay. Fair enough. Pandering.
Also, NBA has a question here. He said, I'm sad to see Minshew leaving. He is a jack. Was he too expensive? That's why he was traded? No, he was the cheapest backup they could have ever had. It makes no sense to me why they traded him for scraps to Philly. Like, I truly don't get it. Like, what's better than a late round guy like Minshew on your team, still on his rookie deal as a backup that already knows the offense?
You're on the clock, by the way.
Oh, shoot.
But like, I can just pick you for you if you would like.
Yeah,
I was about to say it. Like, I know who you're taking here.
I thought about going Jones.
Aaron Jones is a running back that I think belongs with all those other running backs that got picked before him, personally. What do you think, Geek Mill?
I do. I think he's going to be a person that is dynamic this year. He'll be able to personally, I think, Aaron Rodgers is going for it, and he has Aaron Jones. It's going to be a big piece of offense to open it up for him. He can catch passes too, so PPR, you're fine. I like him. I think you're right there. I would say I'd much rather have Aaron Jones than Taylor or Barkley right now. I'll say that.
Wow. Yeah. Honestly, Aaron Jones, for me personally, he's my sixth running back I would take off the board in this draft.
Okay.
So So I like Aaron Jones this year. I think he's going to have even more pass catching upside now that Jamal Williams isn't there. I'm not saying he's going to be on the field all the time. He's typically, just over 50% of the running back snaps, but I like Aaron Jones this upcoming season with Aaron Rodgers. Like you said, I still think it's going to be a high powered offense. And I think a lot more of those touchdowns could go over to Aaron Jones that Aaron Rodgers had last year.
You heard it, guys. Josh said this is a high-powered offense. Go get it. Go get it. What are you doing? Go get a piece of that offense right now. Do it. Kylan Hill.
Blowing everyone's mind.
Kylan Hill.
You're on the clock, by the way.
Oh, shoot. I am. Okay, Thank you.
So, Simon, you stacked Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I don't do that often in one quarterback leagues going quarterback up front up here, but a lot of my mocks have looked the same. Having that stack is fun. It is good. Like, just objectively, that alone is good to have both those players together. So I'm curious to see what the rest of my team looks like, starting with a quarterback tight end stack like Kelce Mahomes in the beginning there.
I'm very curious myself. I don't have the cojones to take a quarterback like that. But when you're doing it, Patrick Mahomes, pair him with Travis Kelce, that's a good start. Let's see how the rest of your team pans out, though.
I'm just going to have to go with this because he's my guy for sure. I just have to do it. So it's
okay. We're about to find out.
It's AJ Brown.
No one on this show is going to knock you for taking AJ Brown right there.
Really?
Nope.
I mean, it's a daily thing. I'm in like too many drafts and leagues and everything, but it's literally a daily thing that over this past summer and past month, really, I draft AJ Brown wherever I can get him or try to get him. I mean, I think he's going even with Julio there. And I think we're already seeing a little bit of like the injury proneness of Julio Jones already coming out, not that AJ is without his, but he's going to be so good. And that offense is going to be sneaky fun too. Another one. I think you should get a piece.
Jay Wall saying I'm very on brand drafting Kelce. Absolutely. And JL saying he'll save you the trouble of seeing how the rest of my team turns out. He said, not good. Not good is how it's not going to look. Kev saying, sup NBA. He doesn't care about us anymore. He's here for NBA rigged. And you know what? That's fair. It makes sense.
I mean, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And Anthony's saying, thank God Josh doesn't have an Aaron Jones jersey.
Please, Josh.
Thinking about getting one. I don't know. Maybe I will.
Do not.
No, please don't.
So AJ Brown, I do like AJ Brown there. In a dynasty context, he's my number one wide receiver. I will tell you this, just being honest, I'm probably still taking Stephon Diggs, Calvin Ridley, and DeAndre Hopkins in front of him, but AJ Brown's right after those receivers for me personally, in a redraft context, not in a dynasty context. Dynasty context, AJ Brown all day.
Sure, man. I was torn between those two. Stephon Diggs and actually Calvin Ridley and AJ Brown, because that's they're all wide receiver ones. They're all going to get. They are the guys. I'm a little down on the Buffalo offense just because that run game looks awful, and it's just But anyway, I'm 2 on for AJ Brown this season, and he's just my guy, But I definitely see those other two, especially Diggs. Diggs is the one you really want on that turn as well. So.
Josh J. Wall says he's going to send you an Aaron Jones jersey in the mail.
I would love one.
And NBA Rig loves your pick. Jav, he said AJ Brown is a supreme pick. He is top 5 locked in here. Loves it. And Yank Elves telling us a little bit about their draft this weekend. First picked CMC, snaked back around and got Mahomes and Metcalf stoked. That is a fun start. If you're going to go quarterback early, Mahomes is a fun quarterback to have on your roster. I'm a fan of that start. I'm curious to see what the rest of your team turned out like. J Wall in here saying Nuke is the wide receiver 1. And you know what? That's a hotter take than it should be. Like, I think Nuke very much should be in the conversation for being the overall wide receiver 1 this year, and no one is discussing it. Like, that should not be a hot take, but it is right now. It seems like based on people's rankings, that's a hot take, J Wall. What do you guys think?
Well, DeAndre Hopkins, I think, only had 6 touchdowns last season, if I remember correctly. So I think there's a lot of positive regression that could happen there, right? I think he could get easily double-digit touchdowns in that high-powered, Arizona offense. And I think there's possibility for more catches. I know they added A.J. Green and Rondale Moore, which is a little concerning to some degree, but I like DeAndre Hopkins right there where he's going. I think that's a great spot.
I think a lot of people are down on that offense as a whole. I think for some reason I'm big onto Kyler Murray. I think he's a QB1. 2021.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I understand the Hopkins. I don't understand the Hopkins kind of fade here, and he should be, primed for, a big workload. Really, I mean, AJ Green, Ronald Moore. That's all you got.
You're on the clock, just so you know, in case you didn't know. You are on the clock.
Thank you, sir.
All good.
I mean,
Sometimes
that's not the first person that said that.
Yeah, this is my pink. I have a very pink shirt here, but it matches my skin tone a little too closely, and so it can look a bit like I'm shirtless under here. Now,
Simon,
to be clear,
shirtless, it's fine.
If you want to see me shirtless in a jean jacket, just peep my profile picture on Twitter. It's all right there for you.
I'm not joking.
That's
and I'm pretty sure.
That's perfect.
So
NBA says, is my team balanced enough? Running back plus wide receiver plus tight end locked. Where are you picking? The second overall pick. Dalvin Cook, Keenan Allen, Darren Waller. I like it. Darren Waller in the third is good value in my mind. That may have been a little bit high for Keenan Allen, but I think in PPR, you nailed it right here. He's going to be a machine. I think maybe you could have gotten him in the third round, but then what? You would have taken Waller in the second. It's a wash in my mind. That's a great start, NBA.
Absolutely. I
couldn't agree more. My turn to pick.
Yeah, I think Waller. He's
yeah, exactly. We're on the same page there, Jeff. But I see, Jeff, you took Mark Andrews there also in the late third round. You're high on Mark Andrews. I mean, if anyone knows, I'm a Ravens fan. If anyone knows, we're missing receiving weapons at the moment. So is that kind of playing into this a little bit?
Yeah, Josh, you already know it. Mark Andrews is the wide receiver one for the Baltimore Ravens right now. I mean, not in a metaphorically hilarious way, but who else? I mean, everyone's hurt. You're going to have the Sammy Watkins thing for sure because he's coming on a little bit. Every week one he does it, but Mark Andrews just has the volume that I want. I know even in PPR people say that he doesn't usually get targeted that much, but I think that increases this year. They're out without JK, so there's even more to share and spread because you're not going to get a lot from Gus. So yeah, Mark Andrews.
I fully expected JK to take the next step, actually get some catches this year. So I do think that helps him. So, sorry, Simon.
No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted to address what Yankelf said. Isn't Hopkins injury prone? He is about as opposite as injury. No, I wouldn't say that at all. The least games.
How many games has he missed?
Two. He's missed 2 games in his career since 2013. He has started in 16 games in most of his seasons. There are 2 seasons where he started 15. So he is about as opposite as injury prone as you can get. That doesn't mean he can't get injured, but he's only missed 1 game in 2 seasons in his 7-year career. So it's he's not an injury prone player. He has played just about every single game since he's been in the league.
Now, do injuries pop up with him? Absolutely. They do with everyone, but the ability to play through it there's something to be said about that, right? Yeah. I mean, he's on the field. He's getting you pretty elite fantasy stats on a week-to-week basis, and he's in a great offense. I don't know what more you could ask for.
Yeah, I completely agree. With a phenomenal quarterback, young quarterback. Yep. So in Dynasty especially, holy cow.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh yeah. And if you he's just an Iron Man. He's going to be there, and if you want to try to mitigate as much injury risk to your team as possible in your roster, why not? Why not pick him up?
I'm looking at your pick, Jeff, of Kyler Murray in the 4th and thinking, would I have rather Pat Mahomes in the 2nd or Kyler Murray in the 4th? And it's 1,000% Kyler Murray in the 4th. Without a doubt in my mind, it's Kyler Murray in the 4th.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. Just for the same reasons we talked about, you have reliable targets there. He's going to have his rushing upside, obviously. So even though they want to take that down, he has been doing a lot more from the pocket. But yeah, I really think the rushing upside really just does that for me. And so much so that I couldn't go for Lamar Jackson at that point.
I mean, in terms of rushing upside for a quarterback, other than Lamar Jackson, obviously Lamar Jackson's number 1 here. But in terms of rushing upside for a quarterback, Kyler Murray's got to be number 2. I mean, I know there's Trey Lance and Justin Fields. People expect them to run a lot, but we don't know if they're going to be the week 1 starter yet. So Kyler Murray, for sure, 100%. Yeah. I could see him getting 1,000 rushing yards, even if they're trying to dial him back in the rushing. I with an extra game, it's absolutely a possibility in my mind.
Sure, why not? Yeah, absolutely. So.
Yank Elves said, I feel like in all my leagues, people draft and stack way too many RBs and leave solid wide receivers for some terrible RBs. Is this common in fantasy? Josh, do you want to take a stab at addressing this?
I would say this. Okay. I mean, you're saying they're leaving. Okay. They stack way too many running backs, so they leave solid wide receivers for terrible running backs. Now, I don't know if I would necessarily put it that way. I think that people are willing to take a lesser tier of a running back because there's not as many of them and pass on the better wide receivers for that. So I do agree with you. People will reach on running back when they're a little bit nervous and they want to make sure they can suck up that position, right? Does that make sense? But I don't know if that's necessarily the way to do it. I would rather have the better talent. I am letting the board fall to me, and whoever I actually think is the better player, that's who I'm typically taking in fantasy.
Agree. There's, I think another way to put it is there's a lot more fantasy relevant wide receivers than running backs. So some people decide to take a lower quality running back, knowing that they can get a wide receiver that's still relevant. But
that's the better way to put it. I mean, that's a much easier way to put it.
Now you can also exploit that by going 0 RB and just taking all that wide receiver value that people are leaving for you. That's been one of my preferred draft strategies this year. In fact, this is very, very rare to see a team of mine without a wide receiver going into round 5.
I did not notice that, Simon. Holy
I
crap.
am usually I usually have about 4 wide receivers at this point, maybe a tight end. But
talk about balance. Jeff over there, you got 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end, and 1 quarterback. I like.
Yeah, I just went with the balance there. That's I kind of wanted to start out that way. The people that I like actually fell that way. I thought about going through some curveballs, which I might go here in my next pick actually, just so because I have my guys. Oh, that was a good one.
Hey, go for your guys.
I feel pretty balanced. I feel pretty good about mine, especially with Andrews, really.
Yeah. And honestly, G-Man J just took TJ Hawkinson right there. And, I think that's a good value on TJ Hawkinson, especially seeing where the other tight ends went. Getting him in the 5th round, I think that's pretty solid.
Yeah. He could have easily went 2 rounds ago, for sure.
NBA is feeling themselves with their draft so far. Loves the Herbert Allen stack. I think that should be a pretty pass-heavy offense, and that's going to be a fun time watching Herbert and Allen out there on the field together. No, Z2's going to hate missing these. Have class at this time. Z2, we will miss you.
My class.
Drop out of
All
school
right,
to watch
Z2.
Front Yard Fantasy full-time.
It's worth it.
Just kidding. Don't drop out of school.
Yeah.
Get it. Get that degree. Get that piece of paper.
I'm going to go.
Don't screw it up. Don't screw it up, Jeff.
Screw it up. Yeah, I'm going to go with Brandon Ayuk. San Francisco, the Niners looked amazing this weekend. And if Kyle Shanahan plans on doing this Q2 QB, Trey Lance, Jimmy Guap thing, I'm kind of here for it. He's like the only person that is less handsome than Josh. It's Josh, Jimmy Guap. But
yeah, definitely.
2 QBs. In Kyle Shanahan offense, and then you have the rushing upside for Brandon Ayuk. They do sweeps, they do end arounds. It's going to be fun, and I really enjoy him this season. So I think he's going to be a monster. I
agree. It's definitely going to be fun. Mm-hmm. I love Brandon Ayuk's talent. I'm a little bit nervous about where all the targets are going to come, because they still have Debo, they still have Kittle. I actually expect Kittle to be the primary receiver. That's kind of saying a lot. Brandon Ayuk's going to have blow up games. He's going to have great games. And yes. I love his talent. She proved it last year as a rookie. So if he can keep that up, he can keep riding that energy. I love Brandon Ayuk. And I'm looking at your team compared to Craig's team. You guys are drafting extremely similar. You both went running back, wide receiver, tight end, quarterback, wide receiver. Yeah. So I like both you guys.
I don't have an earpiece in or anything. We're not talking to each other, I promise. But let's see. Okay, no, I'm not.
And then I see Craig came in. Josh, what do you rank Lamar for redraft quarterbacks? And maybe this is my personal bias coming in. I actually have him number 2. But I'm a big Ravens fan. We play fantasy because we want to have fun, and I'm going to have fun with Lamar Jackson on my fantasy team. But when it comes down to it, Patrick Mahomes number 1. Mm-hmm. It's Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, and Josh Allen are they can't get any closer in my mind. The only reason I put Lamar Jackson ahead of those two is because I'm a big Ravens fan, and I love Lamar Jackson's running ability. So I'm really excited for Lamar Jackson.
I have Lamar number 2 as well.
Hey,
Lamar, I recently finally pushed him up. The J.K. Dobbins injury was the last piece of the puzzle that pushed Lamar Jackson from 4 to 2 in my mind. He's going to be running more, and that could also open up wire them to open up the passing game a little bit more targets to Mark Andrews. So he's got like a 1,000-yard rushing floor, which is insane. Like 1,000 rushing yards from him. And then if that offense passes just a little bit more this season, he's clearly in that number 2 spot for me.
I agree. Yeah.
Definitely not a fake throne. So a real throne. Said, not going to lie, I'm loving Joey's team. I just joined and that team caught my eyes. Ooh. He's got Eckler, Carson, Gaskin, then Diggs, Woods, and Chase so far on that team. Josh, what do you think of Joey's team so far?
I like it. If you're punting both quarterback and tight end, which I'm completely fine with doing in a redraft league. I did it. Well, no, I took Kittle in my home league. But then I punted quarterback. I didn't punt quarterback. I just took quarterback with my second to last pick, and it was Ryan Tannehill. So I'm okay with that. But I love this team. You're strong at wide receiver and running back where you need to be strong. And if Jamar Chase is who we think he is, then this team's going to be great.
And is on the field.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll have to see about
that. I love the value in Gaskin. Gaskin is one of the best value at running backs in this draft, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a starting running back in the 5th round. That's phenomenal value. Something that was weird to me that I noticed while drafting is so whenever I was on the clock in the 5th round there, I felt cornered into taking a wide receiver, but I actually really liked the running back value a lot more than the wide receiver value there. Guys like T. Higgins, OBJ, or I could take a Kareem Hunt, a Javonte Williams. Like I would have preferred I maybe didn't go Miles Sanders and I grabbed a Mike Evans right there and then could have gone Kareem Hunt or Javonte Williams in the 5th round there.
Yeah, but I think you're going to be able to rely on Miles Sanders right out the gate, which is important to me. In a
Kareem Hunt, I think you could rely on right out of the gate as well.
Not like Miles Sanders in my mind.
Not like Miles Sanders. I agree. So would you rather have on your team Mike Evans and Kareem Hunt or T. Higgins and Miles Sanders?
It's a good question. I'm going T. Higgins and Miles Sanders myself, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff, what about you?
Yeah, I'd rather have T. Higgins and Miles Sanders for sure. Yeah.
Okay. I think I would rather
start the season at least. Mike Sanders. So, yeah, you're already taken care of.
NBA Rigged wants to know, Josh, is Andrews going to lead the Ravens in receptions and yards or someone else?
Ooh,
yes.
He's got to be the betting favorite, right?
At this point, yes. Yeah, if I had to bet on it, I would say that. I mean, if I knew Marquise Brown was healthy, that's what I'm looking at. Marquise Brown, I think, would lead the team in yards if he was healthy going into the season week 1. But now I think it's got to be Andrews. And so having said that, I mean, Mark Andrews in the 3rd round, let's go,
Yeah. In the 3rd or 4th, you can get him. Yeah, absolutely. Go after him for sure. I was really big on Rashad Bateman coming in the season. I thought he could be an immediate piece. It just doesn't look like he's going to get his shot immediately. He's a great dynasty piece. Amazing, great dynasty player. So make sure you get him. Do that. Yeah. But I also love some Devin Duvernay late in the season.
Oh, yeah.
Going deep, but I do like Devin Duvernay. They have he's going to be there. He's going to be available. So yeah.
Yeah.
Jiven wants to know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I didn't have anything to say.
Just loving Devin Duvernay some more. Jiven wants to know what we think of his team. 12-team PPR, QB Kyler, running backs, Alvin Kamara, Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, wide receivers, Ridley, CeeDee, and Chris Godwin, tight end, Dallas Goedert. My immediate thing is this is a very strong team. The only questions you're going to have is that RB2 slot. You're going to need one of those rookies to step up. But if one of those rookies steps up and becomes a high-end RB2, low-end RB1, then you've got a championship caliber team right here. Like, this is a really good team outside of that question mark at RB2. Jeff, what do you think? Do you like this team? Do you dislike this team?
I do like it. I think I agree with you with the RB2 situation because I don't think either of them will get an immediate chance at first, but they could have some splash value. I love the receivers. Dallas Goedert, I'd be really interested to know where he drafted him because I think that's a really good value. That's going to be one of the primary receiving options. Zach Ertz may or may not be there for how long, I don't know. But Dallas Goedert is going to have his target share. He's I like that. I like it.
Yeah, and if Javonte Williams takes over that lead back role, ooh, this team is going to be nice. All right,
yeah. If that happens, holy cow!
Like
Z2. Z2 in here saying we're taking questions for the Tripwire pod tonight. Check it out on Twitter. Hashtag shameless plug. Plug it, Z2. So make sure you go check out Z2 Fantasies Twitter and get any questions.
We love you, man.
Shout out Z2.
JL said in the chat, don't forget to like and subscribe. Absolutely.
What Marty said, I was just about to bring up. I swear to God. G-Men Jays, I was just checking out his team, and I think I like his the most so far. No offense, Simon and Jeff, all right? But I just like what he's doing. The starting two running backs, Saquon and Najee. Say what you will about Saquon. If he's healthy, though, he is – I've said this so many times. I think he is the most talented running back in the league. Not in a good situation. We know that. The offensive line is bad, all right? Yeah. I like Najee Harris. Don't have to get into him. The three wide receivers, Chase Claypool is uber value. I love where he got Chase Claypool here. So, and then TJ Hawkinson, we already talked about. Trey Sermon's upsides through the roof. So, yes, Marty, great point.
Beautiful. Yeah. Simon's in deep thought. He's in his mind palace right now.
And then greatness, who I think is Tyler. It's a really good team, actually, too. I gotta look at these teams. I mean, Justin Jefferson, Kittle, McCaffrey, very balanced, and you finish it up with James Robinson. We just talked about going into this. James Robinson's gonna have a hell of a year. Cooper Kupp, yeah. Mike Davis is a steal too.
That is huge value in the 6th.
Yeah, I did not realize that. Yeah, that's a steal and a half.
Tyler, I just want to say, one, your team is great, so that's not evidence for you being an egotistical maniac, and you are much too self-aware to be an egotistical maniac. You know too much about the confidence in there. So you are not an egotistical.
You're not a maniac. You're just egotistical. I love you, Tyler. I'm joking. Tyler he's smart. He's one of the smartest guys out there. He really is.
Where do I go here? Do we have to start 2 wide receivers or 3 wide receivers? 3 wide receivers and a flex.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I just want to talk about my Landry thing here.
Please tell me all about him.
Really, all about Jarvis Landry. I know things, but no, Jarvis Landry. I could be the wide receiver 1 in this offense too. Really, I mean, we have OBJ, and he's going to come in and they still haven't connected just yet, Baker and he. But I love he's reliable. He's a good, reliable PPR player. So I was like, even on the ADP level, I just had to go and get him. I had Chark. I even thought about Melvin Gordon at this situation because he's going to get the start. But
hey, talk about reliability. Yes, and Odell Beckham has kind of a problem with staying healthy, and if that's the case, Jarvis Landry.
There we go. What was that, Josh? Oh, yeah, I completely agree. Jordan said, hey, I'm just stopping in here to say Simon is my hero and Josh is like the Aquaman of Justice League.
Still a hero of the fish,
He's still doing stuff.
This is pre Jason Momoa Aquaman. This is like the old Aquaman.
No, I think I'm like that Family Guy. I remember there's like an old Family Guy episode where he's like, hey, stop that. It's like, why don't you come stop me? He's like, hey, no. And he's like throwing fish at him or something. I digress. Well, you mentioned you might have wanted to take Melvin Gordon with your earlier pick, and you got him, Jeff, right? You got him in the next round. Yeah, why not, right? Why not?
Yeah, he has some value. The Broncos offense with Teddy Bridgewater now at quarterback. He's a reliable quarterback. He's not going to turn the ball over too much. But yeah, I think he's going to be able. Obviously, Melvin's going to get his first shot here. So.
We talked about him coming into the show. Michael Pittman just got drafted by Jay there. You seem to think that he was your guy, so were you considering him there at all?
I know. I didn't get down enough to just really get to him, but I figured go somewhere different this year or this draft because I wanted to see what shakes out here and other people's picks. So
I think Landry compared to Pittman is like the epitome of a safe pick compared to a super high upside pick. Pittman could be nothing. And Landry, he's going to get some catches every week.
Yeah.
Completely agree with you guys there.
Yeah, great
Mike
pick,
Williams.
Great pick.
I considered Williams with my pick right there instead of Corey Davis all the way back there. How do you guys feel about Mike Williams this year?
I like Mike Williams.
You
pair him with Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert takes another step forward, which I guess we kind of expect. And if Mike Williams can stay healthy, which has really been his problem throughout his career, he's going to be good for fantasy. I don't know what more to say. It's all about his health, I think.
It is. It almost makes him like boom or bust in that way. Like if he's available, he's going to do things for you. So
definitely.
Would I rather have Darnell Mooney? Absolutely. Even Will Fuller, who went later. But I don't know. I personally can't see myself like continuously going to that well, even with the possibility of Justin Herbert taking that next step. Call me safe, I guess, but that's what I want to. You just want to do. But if you go for him, it's a great pick because he has so much boom value. He'll explode. Multiple touchdown games.
Yeah, he'll explode right into the sky and then fall down and break his arm or something.
You can catch him.
He'll catch the ball and then get hurt.
Definitely not a fake throw and wants us to talk about his team a bit. It's a 12-team non-PPR, so a standard league. Okay. QB Hurts, running backs Gibson, Carter, and Damian Harris. Wide receivers Diggs, A-Rob, OBJ, tight end Waller. Should I go and do anything with this team? Josh, what do you think about this team, and should he go and do anything?
It's very similar to the last team that we put up. I feel like where, quarterback strong, wide receivers very strong, tight end, love Waller. But your second running back is a little concerning. I love Gibson. Michael Carter, we don't even know if he's going to be on the field much to start the season. Harris is going to be your starter going into week 1, which I actually like. I like Harris a lot. He's going to be a safe back. He's going to be a safe back for the Patriots. They traded Sony Michel, so I only project more carries for him. So I like your team. A little bit nervous about the second running back, but if things pan out, this could be great.
Yeah.
Jeff, what do you think?
Yeah, can't agree more with the running back situation. Maybe use some Ray-Rob value and put him on the trade block and see who really wants him in your league. Maybe talk to some folks in your league and see if you can get a good running back in return. I would say there because you have Diggs and he's going to just be a monster as well. You could also do something where you get a decent, just some more running back depth there, and also get a wide receiver as well. But love Waller. That's just dynamite of a pick. In any league, just go get with Darren Waller. It's just the volume, the opportunity is there. Dynasty wise, this might be the last year or two you could do it. But love Gibson. First of all, they're going to use him. He's going to get the responsibility to be in almost every down back, pretty much. He's going to be fantastic. So, good team.
There we go. I agree. I'm always a sucker for having Waller or Kelsey on your team. Those two guys are in a tier of their own for me. There is some question marks with the running backs here, but NBA. Oh, sorry, I thought he said Michael Carter on here. This is Marquise Brown, not Michael Carter. But there's definitely room for that next step on that team. So I think this is a good high upside team. You took some high upside running backs, some question marks, but that's where value lives, is where we don't know what's going on. Agree. And Tyler, there we go. Fuller seems fun. Kind of like that value a lot. It's because there's a lot of question marks down there about what's going to be happening in that Miami offense. So you're going to get some crazy value with Will Fuller. But I agree. That is 100% a fun pick, a player that could be top 10, like legitimately. He could be a top 10 wide receiver. He could also be wide receiver 90 at the end of the season. It's a little all over the place with Will Fuller. He wants to know, who do you think I can get for A-Rob in non-PPR? Do you guys have any comparable players? Would you trade Allen Robinson for Kareem Hunt?
No.
Would you trade Allen Robinson for James Robinson?
Maybe.
In a non-PPR?
Maybe.
In a standard league?
Maybe. That's a maybe.
I don't think I could do it. Maybe. Yeah.
But you could also get like Chase Edmonds. You could get Chase Edmonds and another wide receiver.
Like plus. Yeah. Like, what if you could get like Chase Edmonds and Deontay Johnson for Allen Robinson?
You fire it out. Yeah. Oh yeah. I can see that. I can see that. Or like
maybe James Robinson and Deontay Johnson. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Try to see if you can get a slight
Gus Edwards or someone. Yeah.
A slightly lower wide receiver, a Deontay Johnson plus a Gus Edwards. You might be able to do that. Would be a good trade. Jerkunkel in here saying, "Hey, that's my commish. What's good, geek?" Oh no, it auto drafted for me.
There we go. You could go back if you want. It's Burner, so he's cool.
Yeah, he'll understand.
So Tyler came in here and said, "You cannot get Deontay plus."
Okay.
I've looked. He's tried.
Okay.
But maybe you can, Tyler. What if you can? What if you could?
Oh no, it auto picked again.
Yeah.
You got to turn it off.
Okay, everyone ignore me.
Hey, sometimes we're talking, we're vibing up here, and picks happen.
Exactly.
Picks happen fast.
There we go.
That's a for home leagues. Picks happen.
Picks happen.
This is a draft. You're not going to win now. You'll win later.
I got to be honest with you real fast. So I had an auction league and I had a normal draft this Saturday. Both home leagues, both live events. They were a lot of fun. I think I screwed up my auction league. I do not love my team. Listen, I was bidding for. I had a plan to get Kelsey, Waller, or Kittle, and I just. Waller was the last one that went, and he didn't go for that much money, and I just couldn't do it. Like when the hammer went down, I was like, bid. Oh no. And I was like tilt after that the whole entire rest of the draft, and it was really upsetting.
Yeah.
And
now when those picks happen, and then you get into like a tumble. You just gotta.
I tumbled.
Oh,
so I tilted. I tilted.
I've been there. I've drafted Matt Spaeth as my TE1 for some reason in some drafts years ago.
Dude.
Also,
I don't know.
Swamp in the chat. I just want to say, Swamp, hope you and your family and friends are all safe down in New Orleans right now. Hope you guys are staying safe in the storm. Says they're just getting signal here right now. But glad to have you in the chat, Miss.
Stay safe. Simon, you're up.
I know. I'm thinking. I was stalling right there.
Okay, good. Gotcha. I kind of like that. Oh, by the way, you focus on your picks, but I do like the wide receiver run you just went on. After starting tight end, quarterback, running back. You kind of had to load up on those wide receivers, and I like what you did with T. Higgins, Odell Beckham, Deebo Samuel, and Corey Davis. Actually,
I'm actually not upset with how this team turned out. Like I actually kind of like this build. It's interesting. It's very different than what my teams usually look like, especially at the wide receiver position. But I'm not upset with how it turned out. Now, had that pick been Noah Fant, maybe I would have been a little upset. That would not have been good for me.
You don't want to pair him with Kelsey?
No, that's okay. I'm fine with that.
Fair enough.
No, we're not doing that.
Jay said first time mock drafting, Simon. Absolutely. And Swamp wants to know, he says, I have Gus. What's y'all's opinion on trading him for Miles Sanders or Rojo? I would trade him for Miles Sanders right now. Rojo, I would not. In Dynasty, I would trade him for Rojo, but in redraft, I would not. What do you guys think? Are you trading for Miles Sanders or Rojo with Gus Edwards?
Yeah, I would trade Gus Edwards for Miles Sanders. In Dynasty, I absolutely would still do that. And I don't know if I could trade Gus Edwards for Rojo in Dynasty. While I do like Rojo's age and his situation, I just don't know if they're completely sold on him being their running back for the foreseeable future. So Gus Edwards, at least this season, is going to eat. So if you have a competitive Dynasty team, I want Gus Edwards on my team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Couldn't agree there more.
Kyle, if you can post that link in our Discord channel or post it in the chat. I'm not sure we'll have time to get to it on stream today, but we would love to discuss your team. We can give you some feedback in our Discord. So let me pull up the invite link for that for those of you that are not in it, and we can talk about your team in there. And then Jerkunkel has a question. What do you guys think of Robbie Anderson for Laviska Shenault?
I'm going to say I'd rather have Robbie Anderson in this situation. And that may sound kind of not popular. It's just And I know he's getting the yak leader for Jacksonville kind of hype now, Laviska. I just really just like that Sam Darnold is there. He looked really good in week 3. You know, he had a touchdown. And, I'm just really encouraged by seeing that and knowing that they already have that connection as well. Robbie could be a really sneaky top 18, top 15 wide receiver. I think he's going to be really good. So I'd rather have him in this situation.
Yeah, they're close for me when it comes down to it. But I'll take Robbie Anderson over Visca here. I'll take Robbie Anderson over Visca for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's close for me, but I agree. It's Robbie Anderson over Visca for the time being. We will see. And Jerk Uncle said, Geek, I sent you this trade. Take it. The Visca for that's the trade he's talking about. Z2 said Rojo to the moon, and I'm pretty sure
yes.
Burner agrees with you. Burner said Rojo greater than Miles, greater than Gus in all formats. So he's taking it even a step further.
I do like Rojo a lot. I like him more than Josh. I like him more a little bit more than you do. I do think his situation's a little weird just because of Fournette being there. It's just with Bruce Arians, of course, and we just don't know. Plus, there's just a ton of talent on that team that's going to be dispersed too. So,
let me tell you this, Jeff. I fully expect for Rojo to be the leading ball carrier for that team this season. There's no doubt about it. But I don't think he's necessarily a very good pass catcher. They have Giovanni Bernard, who's going to have that role, and Leonard Fournette is going to be involved still. So if Rojo doesn't prove that he is a much greater than above average running back this season, I don't know. I could see him moving on at some point in the near future. I'm not saying next season he's not there. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just.
Yeah. Well, we've seen with injuries so far. There's a lot of teams that could use him right now. Yeah.
As a Ravens fan, let's go. I'll take it. Burners of Stone just came in and said Lenny to Baltimore. I'll take that.
I'll take that. That would be pretty Ravens cool fan. For Lenny. That would not be good for Gus Edwards, I think. If
Leonard Fournette bad for Gus Edwards. They're kind of similar.
They're similar backs. They fill the same role on that team.
Yeah.
Second tight end, Higbee down there, Jeff.
Yeah,
I like going
around. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, do you generally take 2 tight ends?
I do. I like to just have a backup for myself, even with a high profile one, just in case that goes down. It's just that position is so crazy, and the drop off is so nuts from it after you get after the top 4, top 5. I like to do that. So I think Higbee's going to be pretty nice this year. There's obviously a lot of volume there too since Everett's left. I don't think it'll be like it's a new quarterback situation there, but I like Higbee here. If I could have, I would have been able to get Mike Gesicki. I think he's just super dynamic, but I was sniped right before by P. Sewell. So
freaking P. Sewell. He loves doing that crap.
Freaking P. Sewell.
I'm going to tell you this real fast, Jeff. After the top 6 tight ends, who I think are locked in, Kyle Pitts, TJ Hawkinson, Mark Andrews, all those guys, that's where I'm like, Higbee. Honestly, I think Higbee might be my next tight end after that. And that's I hate saying it. I think Goddard has more upside. Gesicki has more upside. Noah Fant has more upside. Tunyon probably has more upside, but I think you're gonna see a lot less touchdowns this season.
Yes.
So I like Higbee. I like Higbee. I think that's good value on him.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So
Tyler unfortunately disagrees though.
It's okay, Tyler. Straight trash.
Even if he is trash, Matthew Stafford, get a lot of catches, right? No, I'm joking.
He's going to pass. He's a gamer. You're going to get that type of passing volume from him.
Higbee's going to be on the field a lot. I can guarantee you that. I guarantee you that, Tyler. He's going to be on the field over 75% of plays. Do you disagree? Let me see what he says. He's literally horrible. I like Higbee this season without Everett too.
I like Everett.
I love that pick, Simon.
Jalen Reagor. He's been. I've been taking him in the last round or near the ends of a bunch of drafts. The ball's got to go somewhere in Philly, right? Now it could be the tight ends, but I'll take a shot in the last round on a rookie we were all hyped about last year. So I love Jalen Reagor in those rounds. And we've seen just some flashy plays from him through training camp in the preseason that make me just it's probably just some hype. It's like when people post the squats pictures and you're like, holy cow, those quads. Jalen Reagor's got a couple catches that have made me go, okay, like maybe you're going to do something this season.
Or like any JJ Watt video that's ever been posted, it's just like super hype,
NBA wants to know, do you guys like my last two blow the top off wide receivers in this draft? Did I nail this one as well with Hollywood and Hardman? What do you guys think?
I have a little bit more faith in Hardman than Marquise Brown. And just because he's going to be in that offense and it's Pat Mahomes, they're going to pass a lot. They're trying to get him. We've seen like splash things from him, like moments of he's at the point where he could be a solid wide receiver 2, borderline 1 if he really wanted to. But it'll just have to be proven this season. He's but I'd rather have him than Brown. Yeah, I think in this situation.
I think I'm the opposite. I think I would rather have Brown than Hardman. I've seen enough from Hardman on that offense. I've seen that offense operate at like optimal performance without Hardman being a key piece of it. That I don't think he's going to take that step. But Brown, there's some serious opportunity in that passing game, even if it's a less pass-friendly offense. I'll take the upside or the unknown with Brown over what I view as the known with Hardman in my eyes. But I don't blame people for taking that shot on Hardman because, like you said, that offense is locked and loaded and able to support another receiving option. We just haven't seen it. Josh, what do you think?
I'm taking Marquise Brown over Mecole Hardman. I think Brown's proved it. He's proven that when he's on the field and playing well with Lamar Jackson, he can be a top 24 wide receiver. Is he consistent? Not always, but he is a big play threat at any moment of the game. So is Mecole Hardman, but when Marquise Brown's on the field, you can make an argument that he is the number one weapon. I would say Mark Andrews is, but you can't say anything close to that with Mecole Hardman, with Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill on the field. So
that's fair.
Does Mecole Hardman have all the upside in the world? Yeah. Compared to him with Patrick Mahomes, if something were to happen to Tyreek Hill, I'm not saying Mecole Hardman's going to shoot and be a top 24 receiver, but he's going to be freaking valuable and everyone's going to want him on their team.
Jerkunko wants to know if we see Darrell Henderson staying healthy, think he can handle his workload. Josh, do you want to answer this one first?
Sure. I see him staying healthy. I think they brought in Sony Michel to help him stay healthy. I think Sony Michel will get a decent amount of carries throughout the season. Completely but again, agree. That's going to help Darrell Henderson do what he does. He's going to be the pass catching back for this team, and he's going to get plenty of carries himself.
Oh yeah,
Jeff.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of value, and I think getting Sony, even though I like his opportunity to be to maybe take over that backfield later down in the season, Darrell Henderson could just be. It would be a nice like buffer for him to stay healthy. He can spell him whenever he really needs to. There's the pass catching opportunity there. I'm excited for that. So I think Darrell Henderson will be a nice value for you.
Yep. Yeah. I completely agree. And the Sony Michel getting traded there really didn't move Henderson for me too much. I wasn't expecting a full 3-down workload from him anyways. They were going to mix in some of the other running backs in that field. Now they're just going to mix in more Sony Michel. And Kyle wanted to know why no one drafted kickers. Is that common? That's because there were no kickers in this league.
If he's joking.
Kickers were gone. I think so. Or I don't think so. So kickers, a lot of leagues now are getting rid of kickers. And so in this mock draft, we did not have any kickers. In fact, most of our mock drafts, we don't even do a defense. And as you can see, most teams here did not draft a kicker. Joey said it should be more common. And Jerkunko wants to know, how screwed am I for accidentally picking up DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson on accident? I think it's fine. You limit your upside a little bit, but it creates a little bit of a safer floor if you're starting both of them every week. I don't have any issue with it. Can you try to avoid it? Yeah, but it's not the end of the world to have both of those.
Yeah, you're not screwed. I would try to trade one of them if I'm able to. You're definitely not screwed. They're going to be startable options. You're going to want on your team in your starting lineup every week, but I just don't love it. It's a personal thing. I just don't love it. I would try to trade one of them if I could.
Yeah, I would too. I personally don't like that either, Josh. I can agree. It's just kind of capping what your upside could be for that. Yeah.
NBA says Stevenson 10 plus TDs. Is he the modern day Christian Okoye? I think to project 10 plus TDs for anybody besides like Derrick Henry is insane, especially a Stevenson on a team where we don't even know what that backfield's going to look like. Could he do it? Yeah, but like, come on, I'm not projecting that. Joey Wright says, ban Cop Dad. Yeah, get out of here, Cop Dad. You are banned. In fantasy nav, like the Logan Thomas at 12-10.
I agree.
pick.
I think it was a steal. In terms of like after the top 6 tight ends, you know, I was talking about Tyler Higbee, where I do think he's like right after those top 6 tight ends. Like not in terms of where I'll draft him. I'm trying to take the value. I don't think anyone should be drafted after those top 6 tight ends for quite a while. So, you know, if whoever you can get a value on, Logan Thomas was a hell of a value. So I love where he went.
Oh yes. Talk about volume and a Fitz magic flourish type of offense. Sign me up every day. Wait, no, put it away.
Let's go, Fitzmagic! Go!
Josh, put that jersey away.
Fitzmagic season, people. Let's go,
guys. That's it for our mock draft. We went through, drafted some good teams. There'll be a mock draft review coming out for this one. But Jeff, I just want to thank you so much for coming on and drafting with us today. Excuse me, guys. If you are not already following him on Twitter, go and remedy that right now. He is on Twitter at geek_mill. You can find him over there, and make sure you're checking out the Fantasy Futurist podcast. The link is in his bio as well. So you can check out that link tree and make sure you're not missing any of those episodes. Jeff, thank you so much, my man. We really appreciate you making the time for us.
Simon, Josh, JL, wherever you are.
Love you, JL.
Thank you. It was a great opportunity. I loved it. Hope to be back.
Yeah, I can't wait to have you back. You know what? But next time we're bringing you on to play a game so that we can take you down, so that we can beat you in something.
Did we put this up? Jeff was a fantastic
We
guest.
did. We didn't say it aloud, though. But Jay said Jeff was a fantastic guest. Yeah. And NBA said, love drafting with you all. Swell time. I think I nailed it. And Fantasy Nav, loving the Christian Okoye drop. Anything? You must have dozens of jerseys hanging just off screen.
Many dozens of leather-bound jerseys ready to go.
Guys, that is it for that's it for us today. If you have not subscribed to us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and like this video. We'll be back every single other day this week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, playing some games. Then if you're not sick of us at the end of that, Fridays at 7 or 6 p.m. Eastern time, you can catch us on the FanDuel Twitch channel playing even more games. Josh,
Trading makes fantasy fun.
There we go. That's it. We're out of
right.
Let's go.
We're out of here for today, guys.
Season. Woo!
Until tomorrow.
Love you too,
adios.
Tyler.